Welcome to Bowlarama here in Socide Center Mall in Spryfield for the first So Center Mixed Bowling Tournament. I'm Bob McGlashan along with Norm Bennett and Channel 10 Halifax. We're going to feature many of the best bowlers in Nova Scotia today. They've already gone through a round-robin tournament and a four-team roll-off, I should say, to qualify for this television match. They've already divvied up something in the area of $3,200, and the two teams today, Norm, are going to be bowling for $350.
Right, $350, right.
So it should be an exciting match in the round-robin. I guess Graham Lassen had 158 to lead the way for his team, the Steve Butler Show, and we have Doug Blackler and Nova Scotia Building Supplies. It's going to be a wonderful event.
I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, maybe if we can get the bowlers to start then, and we'll do a little introduction on each bowler and give you a rundown on them. David. Okay, you got Dave Julian.
Okay, the bowler we have on the right here, Bobby, is Dave Julian. Bowls at the Beasley's and the Bowlerdrome. He's been bowling for about 15 years. He bowls in a couple leagues a week. He has 119 average, a high single of 186, and a high triple of 428.
We've just watched Brian Jones on the left for Nova Scotia Building Supplies. And Brian's one of the young up-and-coming bowlers and has had a high single of 198, a high triple of 467, and has bowled out of the Halifax Fairlanes. Bowls a regular average of 121. Graham Lassen's just going down the alley there. One of the rules in bowling, of course, is that when the deadwood comes out to the front of the plate, anywhere in the area 24 inches in front of the head pin is considered a dead shot. So.
Right, yeah. So it has to be removed. Oh, there's a nice try by Brian.
Great try. He hit the object pin.
That's not a bad 8 for Dave. That's not a bad 8 out of that.
Fabulous coming out of both of those shots there. David with the punch out. You always hate that on your very first shot of the tournament.
I think it's a little jittery, a little nervous when you first do it. Dave's got something down here. It says other interests. He's got women, then golf. I wonder which order it's in.
Well, he's got a wife and 2 children, so like, those are the women that he's talking about.
Dave's a hard chucker.
Yeah.
Ah, there's nice ball. Nice ball.
Big ball
Good
by
shot
Brian
Brian.
Great shot. It's important to get off to a good start in any television match. I bowled on a few of them before, and even teams that aren't as good as you, if they get off on the right foot, boy, they make it awful tough for you.
That's for sure. Nice 10. Nice 10 by Dave.
For Julian.
Now we got coming up Pat Bushy. She bowls out of Beasley's Pine Street and Forest Hills. She's been bowling for 12 years. She bowls in 2 leagues a week. She has 101 average, a high single of 149, and a high triple of a 374.
Nice hit down the side. Bowling second, we have Carolyn Slanwhite of Nova Scotia Building Supplies. Her average is 105, a high single of 156. A high triple of 385.
Oh, nice shot. Nice shot up there by Pat. Real nice shot.
And Carolyn's a veteran of...
nice shot by Carolyn. I see the ladies are up for the game anyway.
It's nice to get off to a good start.
Pat has other interests. She has travel, walking, swimming, and shopping.
I won't touch that shopping one at all. But they're both working on spears.
Nice ball by Pat. Nice ball.
Right on the front pin. That's where you got to be.
Good count. It's a good count. Carolyn's right on the front pin too, and she has a 7-pin break.
One of the key factors in candlepin bowling, of course, is you should try to hit the head pin at least 8 times out of 10. And that should give you something in the area of 4 good spear chances, and the good bowlers make 3 or 4 of those anyway.
Both ladies a little off the shot a bit there.
Okay, an 8 pin.
Not a bad 8. And good by Carolyn.
So they're staying fairly close, Norm.
That's what you like to see. That's what you like to see.
Pretty exciting tournament. I love the format. You had a round-robin tournament where the prize money was divvied up.
Yeah, people seemed like they all had a lot of fun doing it, so
yeah.
It's fun putting it on.
Sally McMullen on the right there, and Cynthia Schofield on the left.
And Sally bowls out of the Beasley's Dartmouth in Forest Hills. She's been bowling for 10 years. Bowls in 2 leagues a week. She has 105 average, a 146 high single, and a 361 triple.
And now we're watching Cynthia Schofield.
Nice try.
Nice shot out of that mess, as we call it in bowling. She bowls out of Halifax, Fairlanes, Bayers Road, Bowlarama, and Shearwater. All around the place. It has an average of 110, a high single of 175, and an outstanding high triple of 412. That's Cynthia Schofield.
She's also a good 5-pin bowler, too.
Yeah, I see that down on the list here. A couple of ladies.
I've bowled 1 string with her 5-pin and kicked my butt, so. The next bowler we have coming up, I believe, is Steve Webb.
I think
no, I missed 1 box too many.
Yeah. Oh, nice ball. Nice ball. Big 9-pin break. In the old days, Norm, we used to call this a confidence builder. If you can make that 9-pin spear, you know, you're off and running.
To me, it's the hardest spear in the alley.
Yeah. And to Sally it was, too.
We have something in common, then. Good try. Good. Hard pin to get.
Yeah, we used to say it could have been a strike, should have been a spear, was a nice 9.
That is true.
Okay.
Now I guess we've got Steve Webb up. Jumped ahead there a little bit. Steve bowls at a Halifax Fairlanes, 13 years, 3 leagues a week, a whopping average of 126, a high single of a 202, and a high triple of 506. Isn't that believable?
Oh, tremendous young talent. He's been good for the last 6 or 7 years, one of the best bowlers in Nova Scotia.
I would think so. There's a nice shot. Nice shot by Ralph. Nice strike.
Ralph Bergman on the left has an average of 116, and I think that's a little deceptive. Ralph bowls better than that most of the time. A high single of 192, a high triple of 482. And both Steve and Ralph put down that fishing and baseball are their hobbies. Well, I can tell you they were both fishermen because we were out last weekend together, and we had a good time.
This could turn out to a real interesting string with these bowlers.
Oh boy, all the good ones are here.
That's for sure.
Steve's off that hit pin. Now Ralph went down the side and got lucky.
Boy, I guess he did.
And you need those breaks every once in a while. Ralph knows he's in tough against Stephen Webb, so like he's going to be really pushing hard.
That's the thing when Stevie gets all the bowlers pumped up for him. They know he'll walk away from them.
Nice shot.
Nice shot by Ralph. Nice shot by Ralph.
Striking a spirit.
Oh, what a 10 by Stevie. Nice shot. Now we're to the anchor bowlers.
And this doesn't mean they drag the team down, right?
I don't think so. Graham Lassen on the right. He bowls at a Woodside Dartmouth, 18 years. High single of 186 and a high triple of 464.
I have Doug Blackler on the left lane, just punched out 2. He has an average of 130. He has a high single of 205, a high triple of 502. He bowls in 3 leagues a week, and it could be said that Dougie Blackler is one of the top 5 bowlers in the world. I don't think there's really any question that he's been dominating the local pro circuit, you know, for the last couple of years.
That's a nice 10.
Fantastic 10. The good ones, you just watch those extra pins, Norm. On that 3rd ball, they make every ball count.
Well, that's how they get their averages up there. They try to make every ball they throw count for something. Ooh. Graham's a little bit off the front pin.
Got to be on that front one, ladies and gentlemen. When you take your kids out bowling and you want to teach them to bowl, that's the key ingredient. You got to be on that front pin.
Oh, nice shot. That's
Nice shot.
one of the hardest bids I find, the 4 horsemen.
Yeah. Many of the times that last pin always seems to stay up, no matter how nice you hit the split or hit it outside. The 7 pin or the 10 pin always seems to remain.
Nice 10 by Dougie. Cleans him up. Well, everybody got the feet wet anyway, Bob, now.
And they're off and running. 4 marks for Nova Scotia Building Supplies and 2 marks for the Steve Butler Show.
That's a good start. That's a good start.
And lots of action. Now we have Brian Jones on the right.
And Dave Julian on the left.
Brian's on a strike. He's left himself a split there, and he's going to try to split the 3 sticks and throw it over and catch the 4 pin. It's a makeable shot, but not an easy one.
Good try. Good try.
Just right in the area he had to be.
Ah, there's a nice shot by Davey too.
Julian made the 4 horsemen as well. That looks like it's going to be a good shot out here for the bowlers today, Norm.
Oh, I think they're all pumped up. They just had a roll-off match to get here, and
we should, now that all the introductions are over and done with, and while the viewers are watching the bowlers, this is the first year for the tournament here in the South Center Mall in Spryfield, and very late in the year, but it was nice to see the tournament get underway. Mixed bowling is getting very popular. Wow, big strike by Julian.
Big strike on that spear for Dave.
Wow.
One of the more colorful bowlers, Dave Julian.
Yeah, Dave and I bowled together all year in the Coca-Cola Classic Pro League in Dartmouth, and he was our team captain, and we won something like $2,000 this year, and Dave was the anchor man and really in there all the way. Very colorful, as you said. How we arrived at these final 2 teams, ladies and gentlemen, is they had a round-robin tournament in which Nova Scotia Building Supplies were the winners and took home $1,000. Second place was the Steve Butler Show, and they won $700. I believe, or $750.
$700. Yeah.
700. And then we went to Corkum Electric for 3rd and they won $500, and Sackville Mixed were 4th. The 4 teams had a single string roll-off to see who the top 2 teams would be to bowl on television. And as it worked out in the tournament, which is always nice, because as a coordinator, you and Sue Royal, that the best 2 teams ended up here in the television match, and they'll be bowling for $350 here.
Right. Winner take all.
Winner take all.
Yeah, it makes for an interesting format.
Yes, there's a big crowd out here at Bowlarama in Spryfield watching the roll-off, and a lot of interest. And of course, with 4 teams, you got 25 people bowling, so it makes it kind of exciting.
It does, yeah.
Everybody watching one alley or the other and seeing who's going ahead.
It's a good 9 there by Carolyn.
Pat has a bad-looking split down there, Norm.
It's on the inside.
Wow, what
on the outside. It's got 8 of her.
That could have been a 5.
Yeah, that's it. You go all or nothing shot that time. Now we got Cynthia back up.
Cynthia's on the right, Sally's on the left. And neither one are open on a mark. Had a little pinning problems the first 2 boxes, and I'm sure these girls will come right back
Oh, there's a nice ball.
Yeah.
That's a nice ball.
Both are looking at spears. That 4 horseman on lane 22 there, Norm, should go.
I would think. Just get on that front pin there. Whoa, caught the wood.
Because with that deadwood in behind on the 10 pin, that gives you that little extra kicker.
Ooh, that was close. That was close.
That's 2 9-pin drops for Sally, and that's going to make it tough on her.
Nice 10 by Cynthia.
Graham's, going down to clear the gutter. Who are the extra bowlers on each of the teams? Jeff Sampson.
I have Jeff Sampson for
and
Steve Butler show.
And Susan Hunt, I believe. They're the 6th and
they're the alternate
7th bowlers. And what most of the teams do is they take the low man or low lady out from the game before. So. And Georgie Matthews and Jerry Harrod are the 6th and 7th bowlers on Nova Scotia Building Supplies.
Oh, what a nice shot. That was a nice shot by Cynthia. Starting to get the feel of the game.
When you mention the name Jerry Harrod, Jerry's one of the few Nova Scotian bowlers that went to the United States. He won a men's singles title down there prior to the World Championships a couple of years ago. So both of these teams with a guy like Jeff Sampson and Jerry Harrod on the bench. Outstanding talent.
Really, it must be nice to be able to set these guys out.
I guess I know why they didn't ask me to bowl this year.
Now we're back to Ralph and Stevie. Stevie, I would consider one of the hardest chuckers in the game, I'll tell you.
It's amazing, too, because he ends up on that front leg, and his front knee is pretty straight. And I think from time to time, Steve has had a sore knee because he throws so hard. That's what it's like when you're young, Norm. You can just chuck him down there. Ralph's got 5 on his spear. And he's looking at another spear chance while Stephen Webb on the left.
Get the bucket shot. Oh, what a nice try. He gave it a try.
Wow. Couldn't hit it much better than that.
No, that's for sure.
Webb just needed to catch the end of that deadwood or the front pin all by itself, and he had a good looking chance at a spear. They're both looking at 9 pins after 2 balls. Ralph got his 10.
Ralph didn't want to hurt the pin that time. Steve got his 10. They had a lot of bowling, these guys, this week, and they bowled something like 22 strings in total over the last 2 days, not counting their bowl-off string, which today is 23, and this one is 24, so they did a lot of bowling.
And the good bowlers love it. They just can't get enough of it.
It's this kind of stuff they eat right up. They love to perform.
He had 17 games over 140 by the men, and something like 11 games over 130 by the ladies. So just outstanding bowling.
Yeah, it was a wonderful, wonderful weekend for bowling. What a shot by Stevie.
Great spear, and that's the one to get Webb going.
That's right.
And when he does, the other guy says, uh-oh, he's on his way. You know, Ralph got that big striking spear to start with and put him right in the match. And now Stevie's going to have to try to climb back. But I'm sure that mark, and especially a nice one, Norm, sort of take a little bit away from Ralph's game now.
Well, Stevie's the type of guy that you can never feel safe with, being no matter what kind of lead you have. And the same with Dougie and Graham, the 2 that we have up there now.
Blackler is very, very smooth on the lanes. And he has a style, I think, that will last him a long time. Graham's smooth, but throws considerably harder.
I believe so, yes. Graham had quite a string on his bowl-off just to get here.
Big 158, wasn't it?
158. And put on a little show for the people standing back watching. Nice shot by
There's
Graham.
a spear. So Webb got a mark, Lassen got a mark, and now the scores are getting a little closer, Norm.
Yeah. Well, you couldn't ask for 2 better teams, I'll tell you, really, to make it this far.
It's nice to see a lot of good bowlers out there. The viewers of Channel 10 in Halifax are really going to enjoy this match, and they're having a little fun there. They don't do quite as much hollering on the TV matches at each other.
That's right. No.
I guess they're all a little shy at heart.
Well, I'll tell you, if it gets really close, you'll hear it.
that ball sort of got away from Graham. Looked like he stuck a little bit on his approach there, but he's got a nice break, Norm.
These guys have so much stuff on their balls that, you know, they can be off the head pin and still get better breaks than most of us who are on the head pin.
Yeah.
There's a nice shot. He's got to get it off the wall.
Yeah. Very fortunate, I think, but he used all of the deadwood that was in behind that 1-3 split. While we're waiting for the next two bowlers to get up, Mike Benedum of Bowlarama and Bayers Road had the high individual single for the tournament with 164, and Stella McLean of the friendly group threw 142. Both veteran bowlers from the old Halifax Surf Club when we had a league at South Park Lanes on Monday night.
Shot by Davey. Davey's on a strike too.
Big hit by Julian, and he's a real...
Oh, there's a hit by...
Wow. Here come the horses, man.
Oh, yeah. Brian puts a lot into his bowling. Right on the pin, right on the pin.
Beautiful shot. Now the marks are even, Norm. 7 apiece. The Steve Butler Show have come back, crawled back into the match, and we're going to see a lot of excitement here in the next 4 to 5 boxes. We're really at the halfway mark. Dave got a break down the side.
He sure did. He sure did.
And a good bowler like him with that 1-3 up there, I think he's going to make this spear. Now Brian went down the side. He wasn't as lucky.
Right. I didn't have as much stuff on the ball. That's what Dave would tell you. He didn't have enough stuff on the ball. Oh, good try, Dave. Good try. Just missed a bit on the right.
Off the mark just a little bit. A little surprised. I thought David would capitalize on that spear.
Yeah, he might give him the kiss of death.
They're all saying, be kind to us now. But you know, they're out there doing the best they can. I don't think it's really our spot to be too critical of the bowlers. They're bowling in Nova Scotia. There's not enough money in it to be a full-time professional bowler. But these guys go on the circuits, and gals, and they all have husbands, wives, and children, and jobs. And bowling is a recreation, although there's a lot of money involved in the sport of bowling now. But it's really not going to be our intention to sit back and criticize because they're up there bowling.
That's right. Toughen up. This game is toughen up. That might be under the lights doing it. That was a good shot there by Pat.
That's
a good ball there by Carolyn too.
Carolyn Swan-White. The bowlers are performing today, Norm.
They come here to bowl, that's for sure.
Oh, we must compliment the lanes as well. They look like they've done a good job.
Oh, they've done a fine job. Fine. We've had a lot of help. Susan Royal, who's the coordinator for this tournament, put it all together, masterminded. She held all the Kimbo. She went to a mixed tournament in New Minas with our team, and then she said, holy Toledo, they don't have enough of these things around, because she really loved it that much that she came back and she pondered for a few hours and decided, you know, she was going to put one on herself, and she did a fine job. She's had some help from some local people around.
That's great. You need those people, those volunteers that decide to take matters into their own hand. Patch just off the head pin a little bit there on the right. And now Carolyn's throwing on the strike, and she goes down to the left. But still, if she splits, both the ladies, if they split that head pin and the pin next to it, you know, they have a good shot at picking up a spear.
A little bit to the left, but good try. Handy.
Big 18 for Carolyn Swan-White on her strike.
That's the idea. Hit him tick, make him count.
Get that count.
That's right, yeah.
A lot of the bowlers that are people learning to bowl that want to watch this program here in Channel 10 Halifax, it's important to watch where they throw a lot of these balls, because when they get a bad split, the good bowler will basically go for the middle of all the pins bunched together to make sure they get a count and don't end up with like going through the hole and ending up with a really lousy score like a 2 or a 3.
Yeah, they go for the count, that's for sure. It's called hitting them thick. Sally off to the left a little.
And she's struggling now, and I think probably like those 2 9-pin breaks, they never really get out of your mind, you know, like they stay right there, and like any other professional sport.
There's a fine shot.
Great try. If that pin falls,
it'll go if it falls.
It'll take the other one with it. Nice shot.
Nice shot over there.
The four horsemen again. That must be the best shot in this house.
That's some 5-pin bowlers for you. They pick their spot, they'll stay on it. No, I have a lot of fun with Cynthia. I tease her a lot, and of course she teases me just as much. Good bowler, real good bowler.
Okay, Sally's up here on the right.
That was a nice head pin hit.
She's looking for that first mark.
That would turn. She could have a shot.
Nice ball by Cynthia.
Good count on it.
17.
Good count.
Now this shot of Sally, she's really either got to go right down on the crutch of those two pins or far up on the right-hand tip.
That's gonna be.
Oh. She hit it just above the crutch.
Yeah. Wood was out too far.
Big shot.
It was good try.
The high team singles, and you got to remember, ladies and gentlemen, this is a mixed tournament, so there's men and women together. But in the rounds during the tournament, the Nova Scotia Building Supplies had 7 high single awards, while the Steve Butler Show had 5, and those are the two teams who have bowling here today. With Corkum Electric, the third place team had a couple of high team singles, and the high team single for the tournament of 629. So some excellent bowling there, men and women together.
Now there, look at that.
Big hit by Webb on the spear.
Big strike by Steve Webb without even touching the front pin. Get the boys back there talking anyway. They're starting to razz them.
Graham,
nice shot by Ralph.
A little bit of a lucky shot. You know, when you're on a spear, you miss the front one, you get a strike like Stevie Webb did. They just went bananas. And Graham Lassen just said to the crowd back there, Stevie's really sorry he did that.
Yes, I can believe he is.
They won't take it off the sheet, though.
You know what they say, there's no pictures on the score sheet.
No. And at the end of the game, they look down, they see all those marks, and they don't remember whether they hit the front one or not. But Stevie has a tremendous amount of juice on the ball, and we'll watch this one go. He's on a strike, and he's going to let her fly.
Look at this snap on that ball. Now, that time he was on the front pin.
Big hit. They're still going. He's got 17 down on the first ball. Now, remember what we talked about, Norm? After Stevie got that first spear, Ralph's missed the hit pin twice. Ralph's a great bowler and got off to a good start, but now he's sort of saying, here goes Webb. It's in there. It's in his mind.
Nice shot by Stevie.
Wow.
What a spear.
Beautiful hit. And now you're seeing the real Stephen Webb. The first 3 boxes, well, we don't know who was there. But and Ralph's down, and he got the 5 pin, and he's looking at the 4 horsemen for a 10. So we're seeing quite a dramatic turnaround here by the bowlers on the bottom of the sheet.
That's a good dine, though.
Good dine out of that. Now Ralph needs a break to get him going. Norman, we got Graham Lassen up. Lassen's working on 3 marks in a row. And Doug Blackler, strange enough, hasn't hit a mark.
But Dougie's the type of person, you never know. If he gets the first one, he can string them out.
Oh, we bowled him in a TV match, and he had 6 marks in a row, Doug Blackler. It was the reason we lost.
You can get a bad break out of that now. Not really.
It's interesting to see, Norm, Blackler, Webb, Lassen, and Julian will all be bowling. Great shot. We'll all be bowling together next year on Custom Machine and Tool.
There's a nice shot.
There's the first one.
Yeah, we'll probably see Dougie go. Yeah, that's the thing. All 3 of them, all 4 of them actually, I believe, are going to be bowling on the same
bowling
team.
together. Graham bowled with Custom Machine and Tool a couple of years ago, and now Dave Julian is going to be leaving the Steve Butler Show men's team and going with Custom Machine and Tool next
year. They got Dougie and Steve and Graham and Dave. You know, all 4 of them be all the same team.
And Custom Machine Tool are a great bowling team anyway. Big shot by Lassen there. Graham also likes fishing. I think we spend so much time indoors during the winter bowling that maybe fishing's a great release for most of the guys in the summertime.